me. I was on the and I was asleep in front of my family house, bro. That's it. I was on that drink, sleep in front of my people's house.
According to official records from the Broward County Clerk, a new status hearing in his ongoing felony drug trafficking and possession case is now scheduled for April 28th. Inside the courtroom, murmurs between prosecutors and law enforcement hint at a grim outcome. This time it seems like Kodak might not be offered another lifeline. He's run out of chances, one courtroom insider noted, suggesting a prison sentence might finally be on the horizon. This development is particularly striking considering Kodak's history. Despite being one of hip-hop's most frequently arrested artists, he has managed to sidestep serious prison time more than once. However, what's especially concerning is the déjà vu nature of his current charges. Just 2 years ago, in February 2023, Kodak found himself in legal hot water for nearly the exact same thing. Back then, he admitted during an Instagram Live that he was on drink, but denied using any other substances, all while pleading not guilty to gun and drug charges. "I was just chillin' in front of my family's house, man. Just on that drink, sleepin', feelin' my peace," he said, defending himself. "That ain't illegal, bro." But the law didn't see it that way. Shortly after that live stream, federal agents raided his Florida home and took him into custody. Thankfully for him, his attorney Brian Cohen managed to cut a deal that allowed him to spend time in rehab instead of behind bars. The pattern, however, didn't stop there. After violating the terms of his pretrial release, reportedly testing positive in a surprise drug screening, Kodak faced the judge once more. In a surprising twist, the pretrial technician even admitted there might have been a mix-up in the samples. The judge suggested a hair follicle test to clear things up, but Kodak declined. Instead, he opted for a 30-day stay at the Legacy Rehab facility. Despite his previous run-ins with the law and his attempts to turn a new leaf, Kodak Black seems once again entrenched in the same legal spiral that has haunted him throughout his career. This year, his name has surfaced in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, and prosecutors are preparing to present a damning timeline of his past behavior to push for a harsh sentence. But what stands out more than his legal troubles is the concerning outlook Kodak himself seems to have on life. Despite his fame and wealth, there's a deep sense of frustration and resignation that has become increasingly evident. Kodak has been candid about his struggles, at times appearing to be more open about his vulnerability than ever before. His social media presence, once filled with bravado and confidence, now carries an unsettling undercurrent of despair. One of the most heartbreaking moments came in the form of a viral tweet that painted a grim picture of his life. The tweet read, "Every time I see Kodak Black, I feel sad. He's got 4 baby moms, and not one of them seems to genuinely care. It's like they're just waiting for him to die." The tweet seemed to reflect a grim reality many have speculated about for years. It suggested that Kodak's relationships, particularly with his children's mothers, were strained and perhaps devoid of true affection. For many, this wasn't just a social media post. It was a cry for help that echoed a deeper isolation and lack of support. Kodak himself saw the tweet and, instead of dismissing it, reposted it, which only added to the sense of foreboding surrounding his mental state. In a live stream following the repost, Kodak responded to the tweet with a profound yet haunting reflection on life. "Everybody getting while we waiting. We waiting on time gonna do its thing, bro. Time is everything. Love is patient. Love is kind," he said, his words both scattered and raw. In that moment, it was clear that Kodak was deeply overwhelmed by life's challenges. His sentiments seemed less like those of a rapper caught in the chaos of fame, but of someone grappling with a much larger internal battle. As time has passed, that sense of struggle has only grown more palpable. Fans who once celebrated his rise to fame now find themselves increasingly concerned for his well-being. Videos began circulating showing Kodak acting erratically, his behavior more detached from reality than ever before. One such video featured Kodak eating chicken in the middle of the street, seemingly unaware of his surroundings. As disturbing as the scene was, the most poignant part of the video came from the voice off camera, which softly urged someone, sit next to him, share the food, just be with him. This moment captured the essence of Kodak's current state. someone who may have everything materialistically, but seems to be emotionally adrift, lost in his own turmoil. It spoke volumes about the lack of true support and the depth of his isolation. His fans, often more loyal than any other group, have shown concern not just for his legal battles, but for his mental health and the personal demons he seems to be fighting. In a world where success and wealth often mask deeper emotional pain, Kodak Black's situation stands as a tragic reminder of how fame and fortune cannot shield someone from personal suffering. His life is increasingly marked by a juxtaposition between the external trappings of success and the internal chaos that he appears to be struggling with. Whether or not he can break free from this destructive cycle remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Kodak Black is in a fight for more than just his freedom. He is fighting for his own peace of mind, a peace that seems elusive despite the vast attention and resources surrounding him. Things have taken a disheartening turn for Kodak Black, to the point where even Kanye West has felt compelled to intervene. The rapper, known for his eccentric ways, took to social media to voice his concern, asking for advice on how to help Kodak. "Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami, but now I see he's in Atlanta. I'm getting on a flight right now," Kanye said, sounding genuinely distressed. He continued, urging anyone in Atlanta who knew Kodak personally to step up and offer support. Kanye admitted he had previously made bold statements about the situation, but this time he wasn't concerned about the opinions of others. His message was clear: "I need to go help this man out." The urgency in Kanye's words was not unfounded. That very night, the situation took a darker turn. Kodak was seen pacing around a room, speaking erratically, claiming that he was Drake's favorite rapper, a statement that, while possible, seemed disconnected from reality. His friend, instead of intervening or offering support, simply filmed the entire exchange, chuckling in the corner. This moment revealed a heartbreaking truth. Kodak was surrounded by people who were either too indifferent or too caught up in their own entertainment to offer genuine help. It was a tragic glimpse into the kind of environment Kodak was trapped in, one where friends were more interested in exploiting his breakdown than being there for him in his time of need. To understand how Kodak's situation got to this point, we need to look back at his journey. His first legal trouble, involving trafficking and possession, led him to spend time in a rehabilitation facility rather than facing jail time. For a year, his career came to a halt. There were no new songs, no social media updates, and no appearances. During this pause, many fans and even some in the industry seemed to forget about him. However, rehab turned out to be a turning point for Kodak. He emerged from the program healthier, more focused, and with a new sense of purpose. He dropped Walk, a track that became an instant hit, racking up millions of views and propelling him back into the spotlight.
Whose real name is Bill Capri, faced a judge Tuesday in Orange after turning himself in following an arrest warrant issued for violation of his pretrial release. Authorities said he tested positive
But with fame came old habits. Kodak's rise back to the top seemed to trigger a downward spiral. During an appearance on a live stream with popular streamer Kaizenat, Kodak's behavior became erratic once again. He was seen drenched in sweat, swatting at invisible objects and screaming uncontrollably, an alarming display that frightened those around him. The situation only worsened the next morning when Kodak took to Instagram Live to try and explain his actions, brushing off the concerns of fans and critics alike. He lashed out, saying, "Y'all be saying all types of stuff, but what do y'all really know? Y'all don't have the motion." His words were chaotic, a reflection of someone deeply out of touch with reality, yet still clinging to an image of invincibility. This series of events paints a clearer picture of Kodak's inner turmoil. Despite the success, the fame, and the wealth, it seems that Kodak is trapped in a vicious cycle, one where personal demons are ignored and support systems fail him. His story is a stark reminder that fame alone cannot heal deeper wounds. And while the world watches as Kodak continues to struggle, it's clear that without genuine intervention and support, his story may take a tragic turn. The question remains, will those around him finally step up and be the support system he desperately needs? Or will they continue to stand by as mere observers of his unraveling? Kodak Black's downward spiral has been a source of concern for many, particularly in light of his recent actions that seem to highlight his ongoing struggles. One of the most painful moments came when he broke his sobriety, live streaming an episode that left many fans disappointed. His behavior on that stream made him appear reckless, and the backlash didn't subside quickly. It lingered for months. The public scrutiny only intensified, and even fellow rapper Bunk took to social media to express his genuine concern for Kodak. Bunk, speaking from his own experiences, reached out in a way that was more heartfelt than many of the responses Kodak had received. He spoke directly to Kodak saying, "Man, we're worried about you. You don't look too healthy. From the outside, it's obvious that you're not just doing this for fun. You're trying to fill a void inside you. I've been there myself, but by the grace of God, I'm clean now." Bunk's message was personal, urging Kodak to make a choice. "You've got too many people looking up to you," he continued. "From one father to another, you need to set the right example for your son. This isn't just about you. It's about everyone who looks up to you, including your children." It was a moment of sincere, no-nonsense advice, but Kodak's situation only worsened in the following days. This would eventually become part of the case against him, with prosecutors using these disturbing moments as evidence of his need for help. The hope was that these behaviors would convince the court that Kodak's issues with narcotics required professional intervention. One particularly alarming incident occurred when a fan commented on how much they enjoyed seeing Kodak sober. Instead of taking the compliment in stride, Kodak became hostile, pulling out his phone and launching into an aggressive tirade on Instagram Live. His outburst was full of confusion and defiance, marked by him sarcastically asking, "For what? Look at all this money, look at all this cash. For what?" This display only served to underscore the seriousness of his condition, leaving fans and anyone paying attention deeply concerned. Just days later, Kodak was seen attending a Baltimore Ravens game where his behavior continued to raise alarms. As he mingled with fans, he appeared disoriented, prompting one tweet that read, "NFL fans are worried for rapper Kodak Black's health after he seemed off while showing love to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens." His interaction with the fans was odd, with Kodak appearing confused, muttering in a way that made it clear something wasn't quite right. In a public space, surrounded by people, his symptoms were unmistakable. It was at this point, after a series of unsettling incidents, that many in the rap community began to realize the gravity of the situation. They understood that Kodak wasn't just in the midst of a rough patch, but was spiraling in a way that threatened his health and well-being. That's when Wallow and Jilly, two figures in the industry known for their wisdom, stepped in. They offered Kodak life advice that cut to the core. Don't ever doubt yourself. You've got babies counting on you. You've got a responsibility. Don't ever doubt yourself. This was the tough love Kodak needed. Straightforward, no sugarcoating. The advice wasn't just about his career, it was about his legacy and his role as a father. Kodak had the potential to be more than his struggles, more than the image of a troubled artist. It was a call for him to look beyond his personal pain and consider the impact his choices had on his loved ones, his fans, and especially his children.
While we waiting on other people too, right? Other people, they don't know how to let time do its thing. Hey, bro, let time do it, bro. Time is the best. What you call it? What is it?
But that day was especially significant. Kodak had been invited to the White House, marking a historical moment as the first rapper to ever tweet from there. In the middle of all the chaos surrounding him, this achievement should have been a moment of triumph. Instead, Kodak's erratic behavior became the focus. The internet quickly pounced on his actions, and Kodak, feeling the weight of the backlash, was forced to respond. "I'm sorry to everybody I hurt," he said, his apology sincere yet tinged with confusion. "I'm sorry if you don't understand me. I'm sorry if you just don't like me." The apology went beyond his fans. He expressed regret for his actions that had hurt those closest to him, including his mother and past relationships. He apologized for his mistakes and the pain he had caused. But even in that moment of vulnerability, there was an underlying sense that he still wasn't fully in control. Later that night, Kodak took to social media again, this time in a more lighthearted mood, responding to Kanye West's public support. He praised Kanye, calling him a real one, acknowledging the kindness Kanye had shown by reaching out to help him. He even joked about a potential collaboration to make money, showing a fleeting glimpse of the ambition that had fueled his rise to fame. But even in this playful response, there was a sense of detachment. Kodak's words, though warm, were inconsistent, revealing the underlying turmoil he still faced. The scariest part of this entire cycle, however, is how it all might be used against him. Prosecutors are building a case to present to the judge, using these moments as proof that Kodak's behavior is not just a result of poor decisions, but a sign of deeper issues that require professional intervention. His actions, while erratic, are now part of the narrative showing that he may not be fit to remain free without significant help. The ongoing legal battle has become more than just a fight for freedom. It's a fight for his health, his future, and his ability to turn things around before it's too late. What's tragic is that despite the love and support from those around him, Kodak seems trapped in a cycle of self-destruction, unable to break free from the pressures of fame, addiction, and personal demons. This fight is bigger than just him now. It's about his legacy, his family, and ultimately his life. Whether he chooses to accept the help offered to him, or whether he continues down this dangerous path, remains to be seen. But the stakes are high, and time is running out for him to make the change that could save him.